If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting Smugstick on Patreon. Hey, hello, welcome to Smugstick. Today, I will be counting down every single Z fighter from weakest to strongest. Aside from checking evidence in the anime and manga, I have also asked fans on Twitter for their opinion. I am not only going to look into who punches harder than who, but also what kind of abilities and experiences they have under their belt. One disclaimer, I am not a power scaler, but I thought this would be a fun list to make. If you want to make a comment down below telling me how wrong I am, please do. There will be some controversial opinions, since this is a hotly debated topic. Anyways, let's start. At the bottom of the list, we begin, of course, with Mr. Satan. He's usually played for laughs, and is meant to be the weakest. However, you gotta remember just how strong he is compared to the general population. I think it is worth noting that even if he's a joke, he has been able to take hits from Majin Buu, Trunks, and Cell. It's pretty obvious he would be at the bottom. So, let's move on. Above Mr. Satan is his daughter, Videl. A lot of people would probably place her a bit higher, but you will see exactly why in a minute. She has some pretty impressive feats for a human with little proper ki training. She learned to fly super quickly and easily, something that most Z fighters could not do until the Saiyan saga. She was also able to survive the power-ups Popovich, which is an impressive feat, even if he was fairly weak. Here goes to you, best girl. Moving up one more, we have a fairly large gap between Videl and this person, who may surprise a lot of people. I often forget just how strong he actually was. Yajirobe, the fast samurai, is actually really powerful, which you could not guess from just watching Dragon Ball Z. Yajirobe was actually able to stand up against Goku, a Goku who had already battled and nearly won against Ten Shinhan in the tournament. He was also able to climb up Karin Tower while carrying Goku on his back, and much faster than Goku originally did. Perhaps his most impressive feat to date was being able to defeat Symbol, one of Piccolo's children, in a single strike. We must also remember that he continued to train after the defeat of King Piccolo, and even got to train at Kami's lookout. He didn't go far after that, however, and his only notable achievement was cutting off Vegeta's tail. Right above Yajirobe, we have Chaozu, Ten Shinhan's loyal friend. He hasn't done much since his time in Dragon Ball, and even then, he didn't really do much. He's still very powerful, however. His psychic abilities are nothing to mess with. His Dodonpa is an incredibly powerful move that, you have to remember, nearly killed Goku when used by Tao Pai Pai. But back to Chaozu. He also trained under Kami and Kaio, though it's uncertain just how much training he actually did. He pretty much stopped fighting after that. But he still trains with his friend Ten Shinhan. Yamcha is above Chaozu, though he has stopped fighting altogether. He's still a really powerful human. He trained with Kami and Kaio-sama similarly to Chaozu, and was even able to nearly defeat a Cyberman, who sadly snuck up behind him and killed him. Beyond that, he continued to train up until the Buu saga, where he seemingly stopped. His best move is definitely the Sokidan, which is a ki ball that he can control, something that really no other Z fighter can do. Roshi is up next, which is probably a surprise. He has neither the training with Kami nor Kaio, but he's able to still kick villains to the curb. With this entry, it's necessary to point out, more than any other, not only the power, but also the crazy abilities that this martial artist has. He was shown being able to dodge moves from Jiren in the Dragon Ball Super manga, and has the most experience out of anybody else in this whole list. His 100% form just boosts him up even more. All throughout the Tournament of Power, he was able to take on enemies much more powerful than he was, thanks to his sheer experience in martial arts. He also has many moves, such as the Mafuba and the Yoiko Min Min Ken, both which are very powerful but dangerous moves. These next two will definitely bother some people, as these are perhaps the most hotly debated humans in all of Dragon Ball. But above Roshi, I've decided to put Ten Shinhan. He's one of the most powerful humans with some of the most varied techniques, though he doesn't use them very often. Ten Shinhan's power is a bit uncertain, as his main technique, the Kikoho, does a lot more damage than he can do by himself. The Kikoho was able to stop second form Cell dead in his tracks. A quite impressive feat, but it completely drains Tenshinhan and could kill him. Tenshinhan's been able to train both with Kami and Kaio-sama as well. His techniques aside from the Kikoho include the Dodonpa, multi-form technique, solar flare, and he's able to even grow extra arms. This makes Tenshinhan have a very versatile moveset that could be used in nearly any situation. I have placed Krillin over him, though he has had a rocky record when it comes to training. When he gets back into fighting, his power seems to skyrocket past many other fighters. Krillin, I would argue, was about equal with Tenshinhan up to the Saiyan arc. But once Krillin got his potential unleashed, he shot past them and never looked back. Similarly to Tenshinhan, Krillin has a very good set of moves. The Kienzan is a powerful disc that can cut through nearly anything, including Frieza himself. He also has techniques such as the Kamehameha and the Solar Flare. He is one of the most clever sea fighters, using his moves and other resources in varied ways. Krillin continued to train, even if a little less, up to the start of Dragon Ball Super. In Super, Krillin gives up fighting until he's needed again, when Goku helps him find his fighting spirit, something that not only allowed him to fight with confidence, but also allowed him to get stronger. Krillin has managed to take on Gohan and Super Saiyan Blue Goku, though they were surely suppressing their power. These two next ones are easy, as expected. Goten is number 11. His Super Saiyan gives him an edge over Krillin, but is still far from the strongest. When it comes to fusion, however, Gotenks would be placed much higher. This is why I am going to include him as the only fusion on the list. Why? Because while it is obvious that Gogeta and Vegeta would be number 1, Gotenks is a bit more unpredictable. Anyways, Goten, along with Trunks, were able to stand up against Abo and Kado, who were comparable to Frieza. Together, they also went toe-to-toe with Android 18. Trunks is placed slightly above him, thanks to a more formal training with Vegeta, as well as his age and more experience in comparison to Goten. However, him and Goten are the closest in power out of everybody on the list. This might be a little bit of a weird placement on the list, but Android 18 takes number 9. Her unlimited energy supply and wide range of moves put her far above many of the Z fighters. She even has the Kienzan, which I already explained how powerful it is. 18 has taken on extremely powerful warriors, most recently Ribrianne, during the Tournament of Power saga, where she defeated the Warrior of Love. To compare her to Goten and Trunks, even if it was in the past, Goten and Trunks took on someone as powerful as Frieza. However, future Trunks destroyed both King Cold and Frieza, who were seemingly stronger than during Namek. Then, Android 18 comes by and treats the Saiyan like garbage, far above Trunks. That's crazy to think about. Next up is Piccolo. Some might question putting Piccolo over Android 18, but let me explain. Though Piccolo was weaker than the androids before Kami's merger, he fought in par, if not stronger, with 17, who had been said to be a little stronger than 18. Even later on, he has fought against Gohan and kept up. He also fought against Frost, who was fighting against Goku, who had already gone through the training with Whis. You gotta remember that Piccolo has continued to train over the years, while 18 trained, but not much. He also has the advantage of being one of the smartest and most experienced Z fighters out of all of them. His Makanko Sapo is an extreme drilling move that surprises enemies every time. His multi-form technique is perhaps more developed than any other Z fighter. And don't forget, he has the Clothes Beam. Above Piccolo, we have Majin Buu. This force of nature is obviously one of the strongest fighters Universe 7 has, even if he's not in his strongest form. His moveset allows him to perhaps be the most dangerous and unpredictable of all the Z fighters. He has instant death moves, such as the Candy Beam, is able to regenerate, duplicate himself, and even train in short periods of time to gain significant boost of power. Sadly, his sleeping habits and unreliability make him a detriment to his own comrades. Gotenks, similarly to Majin Buu, is unpredictable, but very powerful. For some reason, he does not usually show his full power. This is the only fusion on the list, since Gotenks is used much more than any other fusion, and he is the only way the kids fight nowadays. And also, Gogeta and Vegeta would obviously be number 1. Anyhow, Gotenks' attacks are very dangerous, having one of the most varied movesets in the whole series. This includes the Boo Boo Volleyball attack, Galactic Donuts, Victory Cannon, Super Ghost Kamikaze attack, and more. Of course, he can only be around for 30 minutes, less if he's a Super Saiyan 3. Regardless, this fusion is a force to be reckoned with, standing up and severely punishing Super Buu. Finally, Goten was able to break a small hole in reality with a scream alongside Piccolo, though that probably wouldn't be very helpful in battle. Gohan was once the strongest fighter of them all, but has been outmatched as of late. His biggest weakness is his constant lack of training, hindering his fighting skills and style. The Tournament of Power did show us that Gohan is able to achieve his previous power and increase it. He was a great ally during the tournament. He could have defeated Super Buu if he had not messed around, which is another one of his greatest weaknesses. Gohan has the most potential from all the Z fighters, which he continues to show by improving his moveset whenever he trains with Piccolo or his father. Gohan has shown incredible resilience at the worst odds, defeating Cell after having severe mental trauma and getting his arm broken. I wasn't sure where to place future Trunks. He is an incredibly powerful warrior and a skilled martial artist, but his power is kind of inconsistent through Dragon Ball Super. His years of fighting Black and the androids have allowed Trunks to turn himself into one of the strongest defenders of the Dragon Ball universe. Though he prefers peace, this is a warrior that was born and bred through battle. With his newly discovered Super Saiyan Rage form, as well as skills learned from his training with Gohan and Vegeta, Trunks shows to have a wide range of moves and abilities to draw from. Even knowing the Mafuba, he defeated and cut in half the immortal Samasu, who was beating both Goku and Vegeta. This was only possible because he gathered the energy of his friends. However, his strength is his craziest asset, and that's why he's number 4. Number 3 is Android 17. We haven't seen much of this fighter as he has only been in one arc on Super, and he had to share the spotlight with 9 other fighters. 17's training while taking care of animals made his already impressive power into something else entirely. His limitless supply of energy, as well as unconventional attacks such as self-destruct, make him dangerous to even approach. He has been able to go toe-to-toe with Super Saiyan Blue Goku and helped out in the battle against Jiren. Number 2 was difficult for me to choose from, but there's obviously only 2 options left, so I am placing Vegeta at number 2. Though Vegeta had years of training in competition with Goku, he lacks the martial arts repertoire of his peer. Vegeta is incredible, however. His Super Saiyan Blue evolution state has been said by Toei's staff to match Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and as the recent Dragon Ball Super movie showed, he has worked on achieving even Super Saiyan God. Vegeta is so powerful that he was able to defeat Toppo and stand up against Jiren. Vegeta does have a problem with overconfidence and recklessness that can lead to him having to leave a fight early. Vegeta is an incredible character and one with a power to shake the gods. He is number 2. Finally, number 1. He is more often than not the strongest fighter in all of Dragon Ball. He is one of 2 fighters that have Super Saiyan Blue, and added to that, his Kaioken technique. Though this does damage him heavily. He is Son Goku, and of course, he is number 1. The thing about Goku is that him and Vegeta are about equal when it comes to Super Saiyan God Blue Kaioken versus Evolution, but Goku really gets the edge in overall martial arts experience and abilities. Whenever Vegeta and Goku battle a villain, Goku often performs better, such as when they fought Broly one after the other. Goku has always showed passion and smarts when it comes to fighting, and is always able to overcome the odds. If he's pushed to the edge, Goku can possibly tap into the Ultra Instinct technique, though this is so inconsistent that it cannot be relied upon.
Hang in there, Kakarot. You are number 1.
Oh, and Broly's rank is maximum. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and agreed with my rankings. If not, tell me down below what your favorite Dragon Ball character is and where you would place him on the list. Be sure to subscribe and share, since that really helps the channel grow. Until we meet again, see ya!
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Smugstick, unless you want to be destroyed.
Lord Beerus, that's hardly fair. But also, don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified when he uploads new videos.